riding down Highway 61. Sides of the roads all lined with fields, nothing but sunset in the windshield. Feel it as soon as I ride into town. This is where I go to slow down. Miles and miles of soybeans and corn. I'm in the place where the blues was born. About a mile from the big muddy river, a place I'll always remember. A cabin on the lake and a fishing pole. Forever here I'll rest my soul. I can feel my worries drift away from being out in the sun all day. No matter where in the world I go, I'll always find home on the banks of that oxbow.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Crappie Connection Grizzly Jig Show 2021. Today I got my buddy Tim, Howell, Patrick Stone, and you know, one of the things that I got these guys on here with me today to discuss is the new age of crappie fishing. And you know, the big thing that we've been talking about, you know, this weekend is conservation.
Yes.
Both these guys are guides, Grenada Lake, Enid, Sardis, all through central Mississippi and north Mississippi that we all guide on. But you know, we've got some concerns going on, guys.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some changes in the last year and a half. You know, with live scope, and just seems to be a lot more people fishing.
Yeah. I know that you was telling me that the boat ramps right now at Enid is looking like what?
Oh,
it's ridiculous. I mean, Tuesday of last week I rode over, and they were parked on both sides of the road coming out of the ramp. I mean, just on a Tuesday in January.
Yeah, that's completely like
never seen anything like that before.
No.
One of the things that I know that Grenada and all the core lakes have been in for years as far as the 15 fish limit. But, you know, what can we do as, you know, guides even to kind of help out this situation that we're coming into?
Brad, you know, several of the guys we've been talking for weeks, months.
Yeah.
You know, what can we do? You know, the limit's already lower than basically anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
The size limit is bigger than anywhere in the country. You know, what we've come up with is, you know, maybe just try to release everything that's 2 pounds, 2 1/4 or bigger, you know, that you're not going to mount. You know,
right.
if you want to keep a trophy, 2 trophies, 10 trophies, you know, there's no problem with keeping fish.
Yeah.
But, you know, at some point you got to put some back, you know, to if you're going to keep what you've got now.
Right. Me personally, what I'm doing, and I've been really doing it for years, is, you know, I don't try to fill up my freezer all at one time and
right.
see how many fish I can actually put a fillet knife and put in the freezer. So my thing is, hey, we as guides and fishermen, crappie fishermen, because we want the sport to be here for our kids and grandkids.
Most definitely.
But I think that, you know, we all just got to really look hard at it and, you know, maybe do some different things in the future. But
that's right.
Well, another thing that's happening, you know, with live scope and everybody's being successful now, is it's turned from you know, in the last 15 years, it turned from a 3 or 4 month of the year fishery to a 7, 8, 9 month of the year fishery. Now it's a 12-month fishery.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you can get a boat in,
right,
you know, you can go be successful. You know, that being said, if you're going to fish 12 months out of the year, you know, you don't have to stock a freezer anymore because, you know, you can catch them, you know, basically anytime you want to now.
Right. I think the lakes need a little bit of a rest period.
Yeah.
Like Patrick said, in years past, you know, you only fished a few months out of the year, and then it got more popular. And now, like you said, 12 months out of the year, there's no rest period for them. And it's just going to make it harder for everybody.
Yeah, you know, this is something there that I know all three of us guys here and everybody that's listening to this podcast is, conservation and keeping this bus on the road to say. But I would advise, look, if you don't need to keep fish, release them.
Yeah. Some of the most fun days I have are the days that I either go by myself or with friends that don't need them. And
yeah,
it's fun to just, at the end of the day, how many did we catch?
Yeah.
You catch, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, in a day's time. You don't have to leave because you got the limit. You don't,
Right.
You're not having to count fish. You're not having to tote fish front
Or
to
clean
the back.
fish.
Or clean fish when you get done.
It takes the pressure off of you and let you enjoy the day.
It's fun. Years past, who'd ever heard of turning fish back? Whether they were big, small, if you caught the limit, you kept the limit. You'd give them to somebody. You put them in the freezer and let them sit there, and till you're ready for them. But just being, like I say, now that we're gonna fish 12 months out of the year, you gotta be smart with your take.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've been fishing 12 months out of the year for years, but I hadn't been keeping fish 12 months out of the year.
Right.
And I don't want everybody to get me wrong when I say that. I love to eat crappie.
Everybody loves to
I
eat
love
crappie.
to eat crappie. And I'm not saying, hey, don't need to eat crappie, but yeah.
But don't stack your freezer and let the
Right.
freezer burn.
I never want it to get like bass fishing where you're chastised for keeping
Yeah.
a limit of fish
Right.
or any fish. I never want it to get there. You just got to be smart with it.
Yeah, keep what you need.
Yeah.
And if you've got some people that you need to, help out and give some fish, by all means, but I think that we all just need to keep it in our mind that these fish can leave.
No doubt.
And Brad, another thing that us guides have been talking about is, the first thing everybody's going to say, well, y'all keep more than anybody.
Right.
The point I try to make is the people that are keeping the fish that we catch, that come into our boats, they're fishing 1 to 10 days a year.
Max, yeah.
So, that kind of gets back to where when you were a 3-month fishery, of course you kept everything that was legal. These guys that are fishing with us, guys, girls, they want to eat fish. So if they're going to fish with me one time in the spring and one time in the fall, and they keep 30 fish each time, that's a lot different than me going every weekend and just piling them in the freezer.
Yeah. I know, like Washington, and I've got a cabin there. Been guiding there for years, and even before I had a cabin, I guided there. But I've seen a lake that gets hurt, that's gotten hurt in the past, and you guys fished just like I have, but from overfishing.
Sure.
It can happen.
And they're never these lakes with size limits. You're never gonna catch them all. You're not.
Right.
They're not gonna be extinct.
Right.
It's just gonna be you take Enid, Sardis, Grenada. You're gonna go from catching a lot of 2 to 3 pound fish to you're gonna be catching 12 to 13 inch fish, and
Right.
that's it.
Yep.
As soon as they get above legal size, they're getting caught and they never get a chance to grow. So you gotta, you just gotta be smart with your take. Take what you can eat, but if you're gonna keep fishing, then
Right. If you're gonna fish, 30 days, you don't need to keep 30-day limits.
right, there's no way you can eat them.
I mean-
A typical family, what's gonna eat 10 to 20 pieces of fish. That's 10 fish.
Yeah.
If you eat them once a week, you can't.
Right.
30 days with limits won't cover. Will more than cover it. So.
I know, like you said about the guides thing, and always been in my opinion, and I know you guys from knowing you feel the same. Is I don't believe there's anybody that cares more about these lakes than we do.
No, I promise you that. It is where we make our living, and if the big fish go away, nobody wants to come fish with
Yeah.
me. Just because it's me.
Right.
They want to catch big ones.
Yeah.
Some people want to catch numbers, but most people that are fishing with us, are coming after the big ones. Otherwise, they'd go somewhere else in the country where there's a higher limit.
Jerry Hancock, buddy of ours, been on the Crappie Connection, I know 3 different times. seen this past week that it's self-imposed. Now, this is something they've decided to do as a group to drop down their daily limits.
Yeah, it's caused quite a stir in the crappie world.
Yeah.
But, I understand what those guys are doing. They're saying, hey, look, we're concerned. We want to get ahead of this ball. And
That's right.
Well, they're seeing the effects of some of their smaller lakes out there, just like you saw at Lake Washington. So they're just trying to get ahead of it.
That's right, being proactive.
Our game and fish departments, they do an excellent job.
Absolutely.
But, sometimes it's reactive instead of proactive. So,
we see what's happening now.
Right.
And we see a need for something to be done. And this is like Patrick said earlier, this has been in the last year and a half.
Right.
We've seen a tremendous increase. And, we're just going to have to police ourselves.
Right.
And, somebody's got to start the ball rolling, and, that's what we're going to try to do.
I know, Tim and I, we were guiding this fall on Lake Washington, and I'm going to flat out tell you, the bite was phenomenal.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was on fire.
Phenomenal. And, Tim's like, man, I've got to cut back to 40 fish in this per boat. It's just, I don't want to hurt this lake.
Exactly.
And I think that's the mindset is we've got to all partake in is, hey, if I'm going to fish 5 days and the bite is that good, I don't mean I need to keep 5 days.
Exactly right.
I mean, but we really, we want to hear from our viewers on this deal. And, what do you guys think? What do you feel like for your home lakes? Because it will affect it.
Yes.
Every lake's different. It's going to take longer to affect a lake like Grenada than say it is a lake like Washington. But longer, is that 1 year longer or is that 5 years longer? But it's going to affect it eventually.
And we want people to fish. I mean,
sure,
we want them to fish and we want them to catch fish. Or we wouldn't be having this podcast.
That's it. That's it.
But we just got to be smart with our take.
Well, just like now, this time of year now at Enid and Sardis, the water's so low. The fish are concentrated. They don't have anywhere to go. Mm-hmm. They're just easy pickings right now. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean everybody's catching right now, but I mean, there's it's a lot easier for them to catch them right now than I think any other time of the year.
It's just a matter of catching them. There's no finding them.
Right.
That's not in the equation.
The hunt's out.
The hunt's out. Right. It's just a matter of will they bite or will they not bite.
For somebody not familiar with what we're talking about, in the wintertime, the core lakes, Enid, Sardis, Grenada, Butler, all the core lakes in Mississippi anyway, they get drawn down. I mean, how many acres do you think Grenada is now compared to Summer Pool?
Maybe 10,000 as opposed to 36,000.
Right.
Yeah. A third.
It's
a third,
23. Right. They draw it 23 feet from Summer Pool to Winter Pool.
That's a lot of water.
It's a
lot of water.
It's it's a lot smaller. And of that, you say 10,000 acres, but it's about half of that's fishable. Mm-hmm. The rest of it's either too shallow or in a river channel up there somewhere that ain't, that they're not going to be in. So,
right.
They're just really concentrated.
Yeah.
Grenada, it hadn't taken the beating that some of the other ones have because it actually got too low to put a boat in. So you couldn't, you couldn't fish it for a month and a half there. Whereas all of that pressure then got put on the other ones. The people that would have been at Grenada are now at Enid, Sardis. So everything compounds,
Right. Well, I'm going to take a minute and, I'm going to let each one of you guys kind of tell us about your guide service and what you do and what you can offer. Tim, I got that look. I go with Patrick first then.
Yep. We're Grenada Lake crappie guys. We've been guiding Grenada, Enid, Sardis. We'll travel to Lake Washington or Ross Barnett if we need to. We fish from basically February to Thanksgiving. We take the winters off just because of this low water that we've been talking about. And we all have other jobs, that we do in the winter. I go and sell tackle, and some of them duck hunt. But yeah, we fish a lot of days.
Yeah,
a lot of days.
What about you, Tim?
I own Long Branch Guide Service. Fish same as Patrick. Grenada, Enid, Sardis, Butler, and occasionally Washington. like Patrick said, we run a lot of trips. So we're out there on the water a lot, and we kind of see what's going on more than a lot of people, and that's kind of why we're trying to get this ball rolling.
Yeah.
Hopefully the people will look and see what we're doing and kind of follow suit.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is getting involved and actually, policing ourselves, like that statement was made earlier, is, hey, if it's, something that can hurt the fishery, we need to be proactive as much as we possibly can. And, this fishing can become bad. I mean, Grenada and Sardis and Enid have been phenomenal lakes for generations.
Yeah.
I mean, just nothing new about these lakes.
But that doesn't mean they'll be there forever.
That's right. They can be hurt. And what we're kind of dancing around, I guess, more or less, but is, the new age of live scoping.
Most certainly.
I'm sure you've got a live scope. I know he does. I know Patrick has one.
We all have one.
I've got live scope, and I love to do it. I mean, I love the live scope.
I think it's a blessing and a curse all at the same time.
So I'm not anti-live scope by no means.
No.
My thing is just pro-conservation.
That's right. And that's the other thing.
If we could get the live scope and get everybody trained on it to where everybody gets to go fishing and everybody gets to have fun and still protect our lakes, that's a win-win for everybody.
That's right. And with the advent of the live scope, it's letting people target specific fish.
Yeah.
So they're these guys that are good with it now, so, they're bypassing the 12, 13-inch fish, and they're going for that 2.5, 3-pounder.
Right.
And that's going to hurt.
I even think fish care. I mean, and I've seen some videos, guys are snatching fish out of the lake, which, I mean, that's what you do when you catch them.
Right.
There's no way around it, but I think even about, instead of throwing them back in the lake, if you're not going to keep them, hey, let's be a little gentle even with these fish.
Exactly, right.
They are fragile.
One, and call it my pet peeve, is you catch a bunch of big ones, you stick them in the live well all day,
right?
So you can get some pictures holding them up and then throw them back. Don't stress the fish. That chance has got a lot less chance to live.
Yeah.
From the live well back to the lake than it does just snap some pictures. And
that's right. Take your picture, throw them back.
Right.
That's even about taking pictures that I learned from Josh, the biologist over in Oklahoma, was how easily you can break the crappie's jaw just by holding them up. And I mean, I've taken hundreds.
Me too.
Pictures of fish like that, but
support his tail if you want sideways, or just hang him straight down.
So, there's things that even if you're going to catch and release as far as care of these fish that you might want to look into. Fishing is what we do. We all have that crappie connection.
That's right. That's exactly right.
But other than that, I appreciate you guys today.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
We look forward to doing some more stuff, and thank you for your input.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, man. Well, we'll check you out later. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. We need you guys. That's how we grow. That's how we get these podcasts out. So take a minute, hit subscribe, like our page. Thank you very much.
About a mile from Big Muddy River, a place I'll always remember. Cabin on the lake and a fishing pole. Forever here I'll rest my soul. I can feel my worries drift away.